Welcome to the Swell Network. We are going to talk about financial literacy and wealth management. Financial literacy is about understanding how to manage your finances effectively. It involves budgeting, saving, investing, and managing credit and debt. For starters, you need to be aware how much you make in a month. When you know how much you make in a month, you will be able to budget, you will be able to save, you will be able to invest because you know what percentage to invest, you will know what percentage to budget for certain expenses, and you will know how much debt you can carry. If not, you're going to live from paycheck to paycheck, especially in this time and age where we have a lot of loan apps online. You see them virtually in everything you do online. You go to YouTube, you see a loan app. You go to Instagram, you go to Facebook. It's everywhere, even with the work tools, even with the apps with which we work. Almost all the ads are about loan apps. And so we need to be careful about those loan apps because what they do is they increase your debt. So with financial literacy, even if it's just the basic knowledge that you have, you will be able to make informed financial decisions. Now, on today's episode, we will talk briefly on common financial mistakes that we make. It is important for us to know these financial mistakes so that we can avoid them. Number one is overspending, going above your credit, going above your budget, especially when it has to do with impressing others. There is this Odogu Parara mentality that most of us are cultivating these days, that even when it's not convenient, we just want to do it to show off. And the question is, do you thrive on the past glory of your Odogu Parara? I'm certain the answer is no. The glory of the past Odogu Parara and all the shenanigans that you did to impress people would not put food on your table. Now, overspending is common when you don't budget. It's like when you're going to shop. Chances are, if you don't go with a plan and stick to it, it's not just about budgeting, you have to stick to the budget. Chances are you would buy the things that you never ever imagined you would be buying that day. And sometimes when you get back to the house, you discover that you don't even need those things. That is what overspending does. And you'll be discovering that you've spent an extra 10,000, you've spent an extra 5,000 that you would have used for something better. The most unreasonable kind of overspending is trying to impress somebody. Who are you trying to impress? So that is number one. You have to avoid it. And the next, not having savings. Not having savings. You don't have to eat everything that enters your account or everything that enters your hands. You have to learn. It's discipline. You have to learn to set something aside, no matter how small. Saving is not for those that have a lot of money. It is not for those who make millions. Let's do the math. We have 365 days in a year. Assuming you are able to save 1,000 naira every day, in 365 days, you're going to have 365,000 naira. Have you ever sat down to calculate how much you spend on necessities? Just the other day, I tried to recharge the prepaid meter at home for electricity, and it occurred to me, it dawned on me that my family, we spend nothing less than 10,000 naira every week to recharge the prepaid meter for electricity. And if I were to do the maths, 10,000 times 4 weeks in a month. Of course, there are some months that are obviously more than 4 weeks with some days. But let's take the barest minimum. 10,000 times 4, that is 40,000 times a whole year. It's crazy, right? You don't even know that much money passes through your hands. But when you sit down and do the maths, you will know that you are seeing and handling more money than you actually think you are. So if you could have the discipline to save, it will save you. It will save you. So that is one common financial mistake that many people indulge in. The next would be avoiding investments. People say, person wey don see food chop go save money, or no be person wey don see food chop go do investments. You're correct. But do you know that your investment tomorrow will put food on your table? Your investment tomorrow will make you see food chop. One thing I learned early is that it is the profit of your investment that you should use. When you have money, try investing it and making use of the profit instead. That way the bulk of your money is still intact. Not investing is a very bad financial habit. Yes, you need to stop it. You need to learn about investment. There are various things that you can invest in. We have real estate, we have NTBs, we have shares. We have a lot of things that you put your money to work for you. And your interest, your return on investment will keep rolling in. Saying that investment is for the rich is wrong. You can start from where you are, and over time it will build up. When you have the discipline, when you have the commitments, that is why you need financial literacy. You need an understanding of it, so that you'll be able to know what kind of investments to make. You'll be able to know what kind of risk to take, because there are some investments in quotes that are Ponzi schemes. We've had a lot of them in Nigeria, like the MMM. We've had a lot of them. You know them. You were once a victim. You should be able to discern bad from good investments. When the offer looks too good to be true, the first thing you should do is become skeptical. You have to, because greed is one of the things that scammers they thrive on. People's greed to make quick money. Investment is something that grows over time. Talking about investments, you could go to a less developed area and get a piece of land. In the nearest future, that land will be worth more than triple whatever you bought it. Yes, that is one thing about real estate. That is one thing about landed property. The next mistake is accumulating too much debt. I already spoke about it before. Maybe because of the abundance of the loan apps we have these days, people are going deeper and deeper and deeper into debt, borrowing from one loan app to pay the other loan app. But do you know that you are losing money? No matter how sweet it sounds, when they say borrow 50,000 naira to repay 50,100 naira, you are losing money. Even if it's just, I guarantee you, it's not just 50,100 naira you're going to repay. But assuming, without conceding to the 50,100, do you know that you have lost money? Yes, because you have taken 100 naira from your future earnings to satisfy to this craving. By the time you make 50,000 naira tomorrow, which is what you originally borrowed, that 50,000 naira is not enough to clear the debt, because you still have the 100 naira. Assuming it's 100 naira they take from you, you're losing, and it keeps going. So even if you say, okay, let me borrow 50,500 from another app, you borrow 50,500 to repay 50,100. Do you know what you have done again? You have incurred an extra debt, because the app that gave you 50,500 is going to add its own interest, maybe another 500, and that means you're owing that app 51,000. 50,500 plus 500 naira interest, that is 51,000. Now remember where this started from. It started from 50,000 naira. Now you have lost the whole 1,000. Okay, it is due. You need to repay it, and you borrow from another app. You're wondering, if I clear this debt, I should be able to feed. I should be able to do some basic things. So let's make it a round figure. Let me just take 60,000 naira. You see the way it's growing, and before you know it, you have these people chasing you all over town, looking and asking for their money. You should see the sight when these loan sharks are chasing people. It's funny, but it's not funny. It's funny to you, an onlooker, but it's not funny to the person involved. Really, we need to stop it, especially when you don't use the money for something. If you must borrow, if you must get a loan, let it be something that adds value to you. Let it be something that is able to bring a return on that money. If I borrow that money for an investment that will pay me much more than what I borrowed, it's fine. But if I keep borrowing, even the interest on the investment, I would lose out on it. So even if you have to borrow, please let it be a loan adds value to you, but don't overdo it. The next we're going to talk about, I think this should be where we will stop for today. That would be failing to learn about finances. You need to read books, you need to listen to videos like this. That is why you need to like this video and subscribe. Okay, you need to educate yourself, and the earlier you start it, the better. If you start with these basics, I guarantee you're already on your journey to financial freedom. So I will see you next time on Mastering Financial Literacy, your path to wealth. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. Have a nice day.